Hello and welcome to Blockchain Silver, the place where we analyze what in the world is going on in crypto. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin, the new 401k. Warning, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment purposes only. It is best to do your own due diligence, form your own conclusions, and invest based on your opinion of the market. Cryptocurrency markets are highly speculative and may lose value. Be safe out there. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the baby boomers and trying to retire. More and more of them are having to work. There's more age groups now in the workforce than there's ever been. And so this is a good article here by Elena Samuels. It was written about a year and a half ago. It says this is what life without retirement savings looks like. Pretty good article. I won't read the whole thing, but it's about a woman. She's 76, works on Saturdays to earn $50 just to try to make ends meet. She's had jobs her whole life, but she didn't have a steady job that paid into Social Security. She didn't receive a pension, so she's kind of just out here on her own and just trying to make it in her frail age of 76. And hopefully I'm not working when I'm 76. Hopefully I'm out on a boat or something. Who knows? But I feel bad for people like this. I don't think this is funny. I think this is terrible. And she's been taking on credit card debt to cover the gap and to pay for utilities, food, and other essentials. Okay, this right here, this is a recipe for disaster. She's going to end up in bankruptcy if she keeps going on this way. So, like I said, I won't read the whole thing, but if you get a chance, read it. This right here, I want to point this out. The median savings in a 401k plan for people between the ages of 55 and 64 is currently just $15,000. That's enough to live for probably about, even if you only need a couple $1,000s a month, what is that, 7.5 months? And so that's really just terrible. If you've been saving even for just 10 years and you only have $15,000, if you start saving when you're 55 and you had $15,000, I mean, that's not going to last very long. And so I see this as a huge growing problem. I see a lot of older people that are probably realizing that their retirement is not going to fund them for that long. And they're probably going to work. Some of them are probably just planning on working until they fall over. And I don't think that it should be that way. And so today, I'm going to show you how you can use Bitcoin as your new 401k, even if you're in your 50s, even if you want to retire when you're 65, 66, and that may only be 10 years away. Millennials, this is a good investment here too after crypto, but millennials, they can use Bitcoin as well and maybe even retire early. Who knows? And so let's dive in. All right, so the first rule of Bitcoin rewards those who hold. This is long term. I do sell at market extremes when I think that we're not going to see the prices again for a long, long time. But for the most part, there's nothing wrong with holding on to Bitcoin. You should have some that you hold and that you never ever sell, whether it's half, a quarter, 3/4, whatever. And so it's real simple. With a $1,000 investment in Bitcoin today, someone that is 55 years old can still retire with over $1 million when they reach 66 in 11 years with no trading. If you don't like to trade, if you don't like to be a price checker, I don't blame you. Sometimes I don't check the price. And so if you're the type where you just like to put a little money away, sock some money away, and you don't have to check prices and get involved, this right here, This is the perfect thing for somebody that's in their 50s. Even if you're 60, you could still retire when you're 70, 71 and still have this. This is about 10 or 11 years away, and I'm going to show you how. Millennials could retire early or pay off debt that would normally take them decades or most of their working life. If you're a millennial, if you're 20, 25, 30, 35 years old, and say you just got out of college, maybe thinking about buying a house, whatever, you got some student loan debt, you have some house debt, a car note, whatever, it don't take long to rack up $200,000 to $300,000 in debt. Well, Bitcoin can offer you to pay off debt that normally it may take you all of your 20s, 30s, and 40s, or your 30s, 40s, and 50s to pay off, just so you can start to save in your 50s. Well, Bitcoin can offer an early payout system. And so I believe that Bitcoin eventually will become the new bond. Just like when I was a kid, you'd get a bond, and from whatever grandparents, parents, they'd get you a $50 or $100 bond. In 20 years, you cash it in, and you'd get maybe if it was a $100 bond, you'd get maybe $200. Well, Bitcoin is going to be a bond on steroids. And so it's real simple. $1,000 in Bitcoin today on September 25th, 2019. Bitcoin's trading at about 8,400. We just had a drop. And so that's a buying opportunity. And so $1,000 today, you just take 1,000 divided by 8,300. That's 0.12 of a Bitcoin. 0.12 of a Bitcoin times 10 million, which I believe Bitcoin's going to reach this by the year 2030. Maybe 2031, maybe 2029, who knows, but around 2030. So it's real simple. That'd be $1.2 million. If you bought $1,000 today, bought Bitcoin, you'd own 0.12 of a Bitcoin. You'd have this amount. You sit and hold, absolutely no trading at all. Zero trading. All right, here's how I see it happening. $100,000 Bitcoin sometime in the year 2020. Then from there, that's going to be a market extreme. I think we're going to drop. It may go, these are just areas. It may go to 99. It may go to 105. It may go to 115. Heck, it might even go to 125. Who knows? It may go there for one day to 125,000. I don't know. I'm just giving you these areas. Then we're going to see a big, long bear market, probably lasting, I wouldn't be surprised, 3 years. And it's probably going to go to the $15,000, maybe $20,000 area. Then from there, we're going to have a whole brand new bull market that's going to start. And the halving in 2024 is probably what will spark it. And so I ultimately see Bitcoin going to 1.7 million on its next run. Sometime around the year 2026, could be 2025. Could be 2027. And then from there, that'll be another extreme. Then from there, year or two down, probably go down to 500,000, maybe 400,000, maybe only 600,000. Again, these are all just ranges. And then from there, I see $10 million, probably sometime in the year 2030. Could be as early as 2028, could be 2031. There'd be another halving in like 2032. So I'm sure by 2032, that's only 13 years away. Yeah, it's a long time, but you know, hey, if you're 55, you'd be 68. You know, you still got plenty of years ahead of you. And so this is the main take from everything. Buy Bitcoin. Place it in cold storage, sit and wait it out. You're sitting and waiting out for this right here. And to help you understand this whole market here, all these market extremes that I see coming, and that doesn't necessarily mean I'll be correct. I could be wrong. But if this does happen, watch my video, The Bitcoin Wave, The Path to 99,000. At the very end of this, I show you the fourth wave of Bitcoin, and that's pretty much this one right here. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's this. This would be the fourth wave right here. And so watch this. It'll help you understand this. Or you can make a few trades. Now, you're still a hodler, but you could make a few trades and use the crypto maximizer. And so what this is, the crypto maximizer, is you buy today, you sell, buy, and sell. And instead of the 1.2 million, you would have 26 million. And so it's real easy. It would actually be about 6 trades, which would be, you figure the buy would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades over the next 11 years, 12 years maybe. $1,000 today divided by the Bitcoin price, 0.12 of a Bitcoin. You sell at 100,000, you got $12,000 in cash. You rebuy at the low at 15.5. Then you have 0.77 of a Bitcoin. You sell at the 1.7 million or 1.6 or 1.8, who knows. But it gives you about this area, 1.3 million in cash. You rebuy at the 1.3. I'm sorry, you take the 1.3 million and you rebuy at the $500,000 area. And you have 2.63 Bitcoin. 2.63 Bitcoin times $10 million, 26, 322, 580. We'll just say 26 million. Of course, you would have to pay taxes on all these gains, so it wouldn't be this high, but you get what I'm saying. I call this the crypto maximizer. This is taking market extremes and using them to your advantage. You don't have to do this. There is risk involved in doing this. But this is just something to offer somebody an alternative. And you figure by 2026 at the 1.7, you would have the 1.3. So using the crypto maximizer, and here you'd have, if you didn't trade, you'd have 1.2 million here. But if you did use the maximizer, you'd have about 1.3 here. You'd have it about 4 or 5 years earlier. And so really somebody that's even 60 years old, they could potentially be done 66, 67 years old. And so that's it for today. If you like the video, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank you for coming over to Blockchain Silver. And remember to stay safe out there.